And welcome to Trinidad Tobago as Rugby America North in collaboration with 360 TV presents Women Test Match Rugby here at the Larry Gomes Stadium in Arima. It's the host Trinidad Tobago taking on Mexico in Women's Test Match Rugby. I'm Kelson Figueroa alongside national player, brilliant skill, Alex Lewis. Alex, you have been in this situation before playing TNT versus Mexico. What can we expect?
Afternoon, Kelson. It's a beautiful day here in Arima. Oh, it's going to be a good match today. I will say whenever we match with Mexico, it's always a wonderful game to experience, full of heart, full of passion, full of energy, lots of exciting moments and lots of chances for great play today. So it's definitely going to be a contest for everybody to enjoy.
Well, must said, looks like a nice hard-ridden surface. This was the same grounds that they had the Rugby America North Sevens last year in TNT. It's a great running pitch and we're going to speed fast-paced rugby. As we're here, before we get the team list, we just want to say that in the USA tomorrow there's Women's Elite Rugby Inaugural Legacy Cup, which takes place on the 29th of June at 2 p.m. and it features Mexican standout player Alessandra Bender. She's going to be representing the Denver Onyx, and their opponents are going to be the New York Exiles, which features Veronica Blair from Jamaica. So we like to wish those ladies representing Iran good luck in the match tomorrow, and I know for sure Alessandra will be watching this game, cheering on her team, and we just want to say good luck to both these women who represent Iran, and they're great opponents, and we'd love to see them here in Showcase.
Absolutely, especially for Alessandra today to not be here with Mexico. She's always a very formidable opponent. So to not have her here is certainly an interesting state of play for us to see today. But we wish her all the best for tomorrow's games.
Just glimpsing through the Mexican team here, there's lots of players from Pumas Rugby Club, and they may be the dominant force here. Mexico haven't beaten TNT in the past. Last year in Querétaro, Mexico, 27-0. TNT are going to try their best to come back more like a revenge match against them. But also TNT are pole position in the group of three, and they need this win to dig themselves out.
Absolutely. After last month's game with Jamaica, it's certainly going to be something that they're looking for to put their own stamp on the work that they've been doing. And certainly for Mexico, it's certainly an opportunity for them to really show themselves as a force to be reckoned with in the region. So today definitely means a lot to both teams. It's going to be a great day of rugby.
Well, players to look out for in the Mexican team is first the captain, Isabella Gonzalez. She's a force to be reckoned with. Powerful, strong runner, captain that leads from the front, and she represents the rugby club. Just get that there.
I believe she represents the Bay Breakers out in the US as well as Pumas Rugby Club. So double club player, plenty of experience, an extremely formidable opponent, but so lovely off the field as well.
Look out for Samara Tuyu, the number 2 for Mexico. She's going to be a handful, but the winger to watch is Gisela De Leon. She is nifty with the footwork, and she's going to show her experience also from the Pumas Rugby Club.
Absolutely. From what I understand today, it's her third tournament playing for Mexico. So it's her 13th, playing for Mexico. So it's certainly showing her experience in that squad today.
I know De Leon loves her rugby, and she's going to come out here to show that quick and nifty footwork. But TNT, no slouches with speed. As we look to the TNT lineup, look out for Nicolette Panther. She's going to show her experience out there today. Also, a couple of wingers, new up-and-coming wingers, and Zoe McKnight. She's a young player coming out of Seapost Rugby Club, and she's going to try to show her merit. And the nifty, the speedy Ketaro Monroe from the Defence Force Rugby Club. She's going to show her guile out there, and she's going to try to put in some effort as well. As well as back into the team is Fiola Jack from the Rainbow Rugby Club, and she is a handful. Can she help TNT get this elusive win here against the Mexicans?
Absolutely. It's great to have some players back in the team for today's match for sure. In the backs, it's certainly going to be a great mix of experience levels between the veteran Nicolette Panto, Katara Monroe, who has risen to become her own powerhouse, and then Zoe, who's risen through our junior program. So I'm going to pause here. I see the players coming out now. I think we're going to have some anthems pretty soon.
Trying to be coming out in the traditional black and red kits. Mexico in the white, green, and black. Line up here to start the national anthems.
So, hola y bienvenido todo a nuestra partida de rugby de hoy en la hermosa Trinidad y Tobago. Bienvenidos, bienvenidos. Estamos muy felices de que te estés aquí con nosotros, mirando desde cualquier parte del mundo donde estés. So, ahora es el tiempo para nuestras anthems de México y entonces Trinidad y Tobago.
Referee in the middle for this one is Adam Waterhouse from Barbados, AR Kishon Mendez, and Caleb Hector from Trinidad Tobago, as we're going to stand and pause for the national anthems. That was the anthems there of the both teams getting ready to go. TNT in the familiar red, white, and black, and TNT needs to up heavy victory here to get themselves back on the scorecard. Mexico up and coming 15's team, and they just going from strive to strive, boasting a couple of professional players.
Absolutely. I believe today we have about 5 professional players within the Mexican squad, hailing across teams such as the Bay Breakers in California, in Berkeley, the Chicago Tempest and Chicago Lions, and the Seattle Rugby Club in Washington State in the US.
Excellent conditions for rugby here in Trinidad and Tobago. Nice, hot, sunny weather. I'm going to see some fast-paced rugby here by both these teams. Excited to see women's rugby happen in Trinidad and Tobago as well as the Caribbean. 15s rugby wasn't something popular in the past, but these different unions are really doing and putting in the work to get these women at this level.
Absolutely, Carlson. It's been a journey over the past several years, not just here in Trinidad and Tobago, but across the region, to get the women's programs up and running with 15s once again. So the starting lineup today over for the Mexican team. In 1, Pamela Lira. Bravo. Diaz. Arias. Soto. Tuyu. Gonzalez, la capitana. Cano. Camacho. Rosales. Jimenez. Ramos. Ramos again. De Leon. Martinez. To round out our team for today.
And our referee from Barbados gets us underway. It's Mexico kicking off to TNT in the red, unable to catch their first kickoff. And Mexico is the captain, Gonzalez. She's going to get herself everywhere in this one. Pushing forward, TNT is on the attack. It's Special Ryan getting her way up forward. TNT is making the yards. First possession in the bag is Chantal Charles being big in the contact. Mexico doing their finest to get themselves going. TNT trying to run this one out, wisely held, but met in the contact by Tuyu and company as Mexico stopped them short. TNT crashing hard. Great couple of minutes here, and it seems like a Colo O'Brien pushing her way up the pitch. TNT all ball in the first couple of minutes of this one. TNT bumping off one great rock as the referee has his hand up for the advantage. TNT trying to get the ball out wide. It's a show and go by the veteran Panther, but wrapped up easily by the Mexicans. TNT just holding the ball well in the first few minutes of this one here. High shot, the referee still has his hand for the contact. It's knocked on in the pickup, and he'll bring it back for the high tackle.
Yeah, we've certainly started off today's game with a lot of energy, moving up from the first 10-20 meters of kickoff. The girls will certainly want to settle it a bit. The Mexicans certainly.
Smashes forward. We see the Mexicans trying their best to really stop the TNT attack. Only a minute and a half gone. TNT tried to kick for touch. Let me take a shot to the bench. TNT is confident going forward. As we go back through the Mexican list on the bench, we have Alicia Chavez, Celine Suarez, Paula Rodriguez, Fernanda Vasquez, Ayana Paz, Mariana Marfin, and Pamela Alvarez as the lineup comes for TNT. Looking for that running ball, and TNT smashing their way up. Tons of numbers as Paz tries to get over the ball, trying to steal it. A special run, trying to go into contact. She almost skips out of the tackle. A great defense there by Jimenez. Forward pass signaled by referee Waterhouse. And this could be the first mistake for TNT, second mistake, sorry, for TNT.
Working on their scrum in this situation. So it's our first real chance to see the power of both teams in this particularly tactical part of the game, the scrum. It's an opportunity for both, particularly for Mexico, given their positioning on the field right now.
Strong play by Mexico. TNT, big shove, but the ball is shifted out wide by Paz. Looking for the pass, big looping pass outside there to Suarez. And Mexico wrestling their way forward. TNT pulling them to the floor. First time for Mexico possession. Hands in the rock, signaled by the referee Waterhouse, and TNT give away a penalty. And Mexico is gonna trying to wrestle her to the floor. Created infringement as I see Gonzalez comes up to take the kick. Isabella Gonzalez from Pumas Club dinks this one into touch and is line out Mexico.
And once again, Mexico is in a good position to take advantage of Trinidad's touch line. So Trinidad's going to be thinking about their defense right now of stopping that ball, catching that ball, to drive back and retain possession of it.
Excellent set piece by Mexico. Shifts the ball out wide. Big run there, trying to get a name, a number on that shirt, but it's like excellent clean out by Arias. And it's Mexico pushing their way forward. Big pump by Lira. Pamela Lira from the Pumas Club gets the job done. Mexico trying to get the ball out wide. Big angle run coming in there by Ramos. It's a nifty Camacho playing scrum off at a big ding through. Seems players committed to be held back, but Trinidad Tobago unable to gather the ball, and it goes out in the dead. Great tactical work from Mexico.
Great tactical work. That was a beautiful kick. Beautiful, beautiful kick to play off of. The finishing would have been perfect to watch, but I'm glad that the Trinidad defense was able to take advantage of that. But that would have been so, so, so wonderful to watch.
Katara Monroe unable to gather the ball off that kick. Dangerous position for Mexico in. They're going to try to get themselves over the score line here. Quick shift to the captain Gonzalez. Brings it down as Camacho shifted out wide looking for the big run. Met strongly by TNT. And Mexico wrapping around the outsides looking for the space. Big bump by Arias. And she gets it going. TNT defense staying solid. The referee has his hand up for advantage. Great inside ball by Mexico. Really testing the TNT's defense. Slow play coming out into the hands of the number 10 there. That's Rosales. But she knocks it on. The referee's playing advantage to Mexico. He's just going to stop the game here as you take a look at the replay.
Yeah, we're seeing the ball coming out wide here. Oh, that's an unfortunate fumble there, possibly due to the defense pressing up there. And that's always part of the game, of just playing what's in front of you and doing your best given the circumstances.
See a shot of Celine Suarez just giving the thumbs up. Then everyone know that everything's okay. Seems like Mexico has the penalty and they're going to look for the 3 points to get the score ticking here. Just over 5 minutes gone and this one is 0-0, but Mexico have a penalty. And just want to ask you this, how important is keeping the scoreboard ticking in the game of 15s?
In 15s, every point matters, every conversion matters, every penalty matters. So any opportunity to get more points on the board is certainly an opportunity that gives you that breather space on the field as you have the work ahead of you. We're only 6 minutes into this 80-minute game, so that to score points here would be a certain good start for Mexico in that breather space.
So the Mexican number 10, Stephanie Rosales from the Berkeley Blues Club. She's going to try to add the extra 3 points to get Mexico on the scorecard. And it's good off the boot. Mexico get the first points of the game. The score is 3-0 in favor of Mexico. And take a look at the replay.
Beautiful, beautiful ball today. Beautiful ball. The conditions today are really quite excellent. It's perfect rugby playing weather here in Trinidad and Tobago. The ground is gorgeous. The sun is not too hot. There's enough shade. And the wind doesn't look to be too rough today. So for kickers, it's certainly great kicking weather. And that was a wonderful example of positioning plus experience and skill coming into play there.
Let's just take back a shot to that kick. Rosales, excellent off the boot. Just to mention, her coach is a brother, so she may have an extra training to get herself crisp on those skills.
Absolutely. There are a number of rugby families here today. That certainly is the case oftentimes with rugby players, particularly in this region. When you play, sometimes your family plays, whether it's your brother, your sister, your parents in some cases. Speaking of rugby families and legacies, is Nicolette Pantor off for the kickoff there. Nico's been playing for over a decade at this point, a decade and a half, and her experience certainly matters there.
Kickoff TNT gets it back to Mexico. They're going to try to run their way up. TNT a bit high on that shot. The referee, I would say, let that one slide. No hands up for advantage. Mexico has the ball in their 22, shifting out wide, looking for Fernanda Soto. She smashes forward. TNT's trying to get themselves on the offensive. Big hit by TNT. That's Kyla Simon. Smashes that one. Kyla Simon's from the Royals RFC Club. Let's take a look at that shot in replay.
Fantastic shot. Great positioning. She knew what she wanted. She saw her food and she ate it. She did amazing there. It was a good shot.
Astrid Ramos struggling to get up after that hit. Mexico cleared their lines with the penalty. Referee Waters was playing advantage, and what a shot by TNT just to stake that claim to let them know that we mean business even though we're down 3-0. Just about 8 minutes gone so far. Mexico ahead 3-0 over TNT here at the Larry Gomes Stadium in Arima.
3-0 is an early start to the game there, so there's still a lot of ground they can cover, a lot of moves that they can make. So every move matters right now.
TNT pinches up the line out into the hands of Special Ryan, and she pushes way forward as the Pamela Lira trying to get her down. Eventually taken down by the captain Gonzalez, and the ball is shifted out wide. TNT has the advantage right now. TNT calling for the ball out wide. They have numbers or room if they can get it into the hands of Kintiba. She steps aside one, looking for the offload. Tries to find the speed out wide into the hands of Panther. 2-on-1 Panther. Monroe Panther Monroe, and TNT is over for the first try of the game.
That is what you call a wonderful team try. Everybody had the ball, everybody moved the ball. You could see the communication happening on the field. That was a wonderful example of a team try right here on home soil in Trinidad and Tobago.
As you see the experience of Nicolette Pan today, just sacrificing her body to make sure the player doesn't get hit, putting it on a platter for the speedy Monroe, and she's no stranger to the try line. TNT push ahead 5 points to 3, and this is what TNT needed. As you take a look back at that shot again.
Absolutely. The play started a couple passes ago with Leah making that break and seeing, having that experience to pass it off and to move the ball along. It was a wonderful example of team play there. But it's still early stakes in this game right now. It's a 2-point difference, and the Mexicans know that. Their experience knows that, and that'll really help guide them through. So it's really for both teams to stay cool, calm, collected, looking ahead at the 70 more minutes that we have in play here.
Just about 90 seconds to make the kick as Kentiba tries to smash one over. Just not enough legs. The score remains 5 points to 3 in favor of TNT over Mexico.
Successfully score remains 3 to Mexico, 5 to TNT.
Trinidad Tobago starting well in this one, getting the first score of the game, the first try of the game, and this is what we want. And how is it mentally for the team pushing forward to try to get the victory here today?
Mentally, this is a very important game for the girls. I think on both sides, as we said earlier. Right now, rankings are in contention.
Kickoff again, TNT taken by T.S. Davis, shuts it out wide to the try scorer Monroe. She tries to get around the outside, and she's stopped easily by the Mexican team. Trying to run out of their 22 area. Taken down well by Pamela Alvarez. TNT shifting the space to Kentiba. Kentiba tries to bump off one. She bumps off the number 2. That's to you. Eventually taken to the floor. Trying to be a slow ball into the hands of Jade Husbands. Shows and goes, steps back into the traffic. Well taken by Mexico in the defense. Tackler rolling.
Tackler not rolling away. Mm-hmm. So right now the girls are going to try and probably slow it down a bit to remain that cool, calm, collected. For the Mexicans, it's the same thing. You're going to be regathering, making sure no more mistakes are happening. In a game like this, with a contest such as this,
big hit by TNT.
Big hit.
A bit slightly high. The kick not trying to touch. TNT mistake, and Trinidad Tobago trying to recover from it, but the tackle not rolling away. As you take a look at the replay here.
good hands back there, good positioning, good awareness, but I won't lie, she's lucky that wasn't worse off by the referee, because that was certainly a hit and a half.
Well, TNT, the referee may have missed that there, but there are sightings that may have a second look at that. And you remember, everyone at home, try to keep those tackles under the shoulders for safety and longevity of the players.
Safety, longevity, and also effectiveness. When you go lower, you're able more than likely not to get them on their back, which is exactly where you want them.
Mexican player just taking a bit of attention down off the camera, but TNT hold a slender lead. Everyone just getting the ability to get some water, suck in some air, regroup, regather, and make sure and reinforce what the coach may have been asking for early in this one.
Absolutely. For the player, for the coaches and the managers, player management is going to be a very important part of today. We are still in a tropical country and temperatures are still very warm, and sun is out today regardless of the cloud cover that we have been blessed to have today. So keeping the players hydrated and taking those rest periods are very important for today to make it all the way through.
Just waiting for the referee to give the okay to get us back underway. Some player just being wrapped up and tape, something a precious commodity in the rugby community. Lots of it used on a daily basis. As Pamela Alvarez is going to get us back underway with throw. As we see a big patch up by Astrid Ramos. And the medics, the unsung heroes out there making sure the players really survive this physical contact of this one. Referee's good with everything that's happening here. Waterhouse to get us back underway. Line out time. Pamela Alvarez gets us going. Penalty, free kick to TNT, against TNT, sorry. Can't keep the player in the air, needs to bring them down. The referee just caught himself after the fact there, but get the put in is Mexico, and it's a scrum off. Camacho gonna get us back on the way, looking for the powerhouse, and she slams her way through.
Excellent hit there.
Mexico up and run again is Maite Arias. She has the ball, and Camacho, the live wire for Mexico, gets the ball back going. It's De Leon trying to go around, and I said she was a nifty player off the ball, and she just shrugged away the tackles from TNT. Referee Waterhouse with a hand up for the advantage as Mexico shifted to the center of the pitch. Big run by Annabella Diaz. Looking for the quick recycle into hands of Lira, and Lira tries to bump off the contact there. TNT over the ball quickly. Big ball shoot out wide, looking for Tuyu. Tuyu carries well, but TNT straps her by her ankles. Camacho is over the ball, looking for the ball to whip out into hands of Alvarez, and she is pounding her way through. Great passes to play by Mexico. Even better defense by TNT, just thwarting any option. The ball is shifted out wide once more. TNT up for it, but Mexico is well drilled. Gets it in the hand of Rosales. She shows and goes. Gets the ball out to De Leon. She tries to step back on the inside, but TNT's defense is strong, and he just stops the forward movement. TNT defending for their lives currently, as Mexico tries to step around one. Eventually got into the floor. Kyla Simon is just tackling her lights off as the captain getting the ball out wide, trying to find De Leon, and she just lost it in the play there, just probably taking the eyes off of it.
Just that last bit with finishing there, but that was an amazing passage of play by the Mexicans. Really, really good all across both sides of the pitch there, being patient about it. Just that last passage of play there that fell just a bit short, but that's okay. That's part of rugby.
Trying to be able to get that lifeline there. Mexico losing the ball. Excellent series of possession by Mexico. I see some changes being made by the Mexican team. Seeking players to be coming off here. Try to get a number to it. Line out time for TNT. A special Ryan gets us back underway. TNT short line out in the front. Taken well. Keeping possession is TNT. Mexico make it a bit difficult. Penalty against the Mexicans. Player losing their feet in the contact. TNT going to try to run it out of their 22 area, and it's Chantel Charles from Rollins RFC smashing her way forward. TNT looking for ball here into the pocket is Nicolette Panto, and she dinks one. It just doesn't go where she needs to be. Into the hands of Mexico on the counter attack. Slipped one, eventually taken to the floor. Mexico on the counter attack, and it's that person again, Camacho. One bounce into the hands of the Mexican forwards, and they're going to work their magic back up the pitch. TNT giving away the possession. Looking to go away, and it's Kintiba with a big don't argue. She sent it all the way back. Return to sender was the posted stamp there. Mexico trying to go on the outside, and it's the captain again, Gonzalez, trying to do lead from the front. TNT eventually take her to the floor, looking for the room again. Big contact by TNT, and we can see this is a very physical game by both teams as Mexico keep recycling the ball, looking for the space. TNT not giving away too many gaps. I see Rosales drops into the pocket. She's looking for the kick. She shows and goes. Shows the dummy. Looking for the overlap is De Leon. Snatched by TNT. Pulled to the floor as Tobago try to pinch this one. But Mexico is solid in that rock. Tobago trying to counter. The player seems to be in the offside position. The referee says the ball is out. Play on. Mexico do get there in their numbers. Finds the ball to Suarez. Suarez, big looping pass. Mexico is still wrestling with possession. Taken to the floor. Camacho in. Looking for that great pass into the hands of the forwards as they go bashing their way back up. Resilient defense by TNT. Draining work as about 20 minutes gone in this one. And TNT pinch the possession. Stand over the ball there. It seems to be Teresita Dillon, I believe.
We're seeing some excellent contests today, both from the Mexicans of the ferocity that they're bringing, and equally matched by the Trinidad girls here today with their defense and tactical acumen.
Nicolette Panther just finds the touchline, giving the TNT women a chance to take a breath. That was action-packed stuff here. TNT.
Absolutely, from the start with the kicking to gain a little bit more space away from their touchline over to this kick here for space. It's been excellent decision making on both sides of the field today.
We take a shot to the Mexican bench there, and we see lots of electrolytes and water being taken in there. How important is it as an athlete to stay hydrated during games like these?
It is the most critical thing on the field today, especially when you're playing in hotter weather.
TNT line-out not going to plan. Mexico turn this one over, trying to get the ball out wide. If they can, numbers, if they can use it. Rosales just knocks it on the pickup. De Leon is right on the outside shoulder if she needs it. TNT, big hit by TNT there. Trinidad Tobago trying to get Tuyu down. Eventually she's dragged down just short of the halfway line. Looking for the forwards again is Camacho. Big bump by Arias. TNT giving away a penalty again. The TNT players a bit offside, standing here, and that's it there. They're not standing on the last player's feet, as we see the players peeping around the breakdown, and you know once you can see the ball, you're offside.
Absolutely. Right now, the TNT players really need to work a bit on the discipline here. After a while, these warnings can become cards, and that is one thing that would certainly turn the tide of the game today.
Excellent touch finder by Mexico. They're going to move their way into TNT territory. Just over 20 minutes gone so far. TNT hold a slender 2-point lead, 5 points to 3 over Mexico.
Absolutely, but the Mexicans are playing a very patient game. That's something that Mexico, in terms of playing them, they're very, whether it's 7s or 15s, they're very comfortable in waiting and making their move.
TNT turn of the lineouts. Samara Tuyu, throw not going to hand, into hands of Akulu O'Brien, the captain for TNT, and she's driving the way into the Mexican half. TNT, great turnover. Gets it into the hand of Quenisha Oliver. TNT knock it on in possession. Snatched out quickly by Las Serpientes. And it's Mexico in the front. And it's Camacho. She's everywhere. Gets the ball out wide looking for Rosales. She's changed the script. Goes back the other direction. TNT on the defense now as Camacho shifts the ball out wide. Trying to find Ramos. Ramos takes it into the contact. Quick, smart play by the forwards. Picking and going quickly. TNT on the defensive now. Mexico with the tails in front, trying to get themselves back on the scorecard. Looking for space out right into hands of Lira, and she's taken a bit high by TNT. The referee has his hand up for advantage. The TNT captain is the perpetrator as Rosales dinks it high into space. Kentara Monroe is under it. She's unable to guide it on the full. Eventually snatched up. No advantage gain signaled by the referee Waterhouse, and we bring it back for the infringement by TNT.
Yeah, that was a lot of really hard work by both sides here, so it's good to see. Ooh.
It's a captain there, Aquila O'Brien, the seatbelt tackle, really illegal, and they make those arms and shoulder a bit lower.
Very illegal and not nice to experience, especially at full pace like that.
Trying to be giving away a little too much penalty so far. Tons of penalties so far, but just about 20 something minutes gone, and it's going to be time for what we call the legal water break, which is 20 minutes. It's half, basically every quarter, because of the temperatures. The teams need to stop and get a bit of hydration to make sure player welfare is paramount.
Absolutely, both for the hydration aspect of it, but I think it's also a good chance for both teams, given the caliber of rugby we've been seeing and the intensity of it. This will certainly be a moment to pause and regroup and refocus on what the goal is for the teams today. Right now, discipline is certainly something that I think both teams will be wanting to talk to, particularly the Trinidad team, because as we said, discipline can make or break how a game goes, and every infringement has a consequence. So those are aspects I would imagine both teams are thinking about of what are we doing well, what can we improve on, what are we focusing on right now, as well as, of course, catching your breath after what has been 23 very exciting, action-packed minutes here in Trinidad and Tobago?
It's currently 29 degrees Celsius in Trinidad and Tobago. Humidity at around 82%, so the players are going to be feeling it out there. I mean, we're up here in the shade, nice, cozy, breezy commentary booth, so we're not going to feel that sort of pressure as what the players are feeling down there. Just on the water break mark, which is about 2 minutes, odd minutes or so, TNT hold a slender 5-3 lead over Mexico.
And this early in the game, it's anybody's game at this point, Kelson. Anybody's game.
An official water break is about over as the teams get themselves back onto the pitch here. This Mexican penalty after the high tackle by TNT. Mexico really going to try to get themselves on. I'll be keeping a shot here of Jade Husbands from the Carib RSC playing standoff for TNT in and out of the national team over the years. I think she's come back in to really stake her claim in this one. Lots of potential, but again, we need to, the proof is in the pudding sometimes when we're out there playing. Mexico going to get us back on the way. Big clearance out to the touch by number 10 Rosales. As Mexico going to start back this game with a line out.
Absolutely. Right now, both teams are going to be thinking, what am I doing? Where am I at? What can I do as my job here? And we're seeing that lining up there.
It's to you to get us back on the way. Almost fumbled the line out. Unclear what's going to happen. Camacho tries to pop it off to Tuyu. And Tuyu does well to retain possession. Camacho back on her feet. Big hit by TNT. It's Alicia Chavez gets the ball going. Camacho trying to shift the ball out wide once more. Great passes to play by Mexico. Just about inside the TNT's half of the pitch. Looking for room out wide. Gets it in the hand of Rosales. Dummy run there by Jimenez. Trying to get the speed out wide. TNT rapper to the floor easily. But Mexico gets a 10 odd yards in that passage to play. Big kick, no one's at home. Or so they thought. And it's into the hands of Monroe. She's dancing away, weaving her way through traffic. Big hit. TNT looking for the support if they can have it into the hands of Mexico. That's Zoe McKnight, with an excellent catch. My mistake. TNT rumbling forward. It seems like Mexico is slowing on the play. The ball seems to be turned over by La Serpientes. But great counter-attack by TNT, unable to get it as Kentiba meets her up front. Mexico still in possession though, looking for Selena Suarez, and she shifts it out wide. Mexico in the room. Tuyu shows a dummy, goes back inside, beats one, beats another. Tuyu just stopped on the half. Gonzalez just slowing it down, looking for the support. Gets it into the hands of the big forwards, and they rumble into the TNT half as Camacho shifts it out wide. Looking for Lira. Lira pushes her way forward. Just on that white line for the half. Looking for the dummy. Camacho shows and goes. Finds the ball into Gonzalez. She tries to step away, and the captain pairs up with the scrum half. And Mexico are pushing forward. TNT need to organize their defense. Looking for the extra play out wide. Finds Jimenez. Jimenez steps back inside TNT. Wrap her up in the contact. TNT seems to be a bit wary after that break. Surprisingly, Mexico has been supercharged by that excellent water break that they had. Mexico just inside the 22-meter line as the ball shifts out wide to Arias. And Arias punches her way forward, looking for more room. It's Gonzalez, the captain. She's been a handful all the way, all around the game, jumping the line out, crashing balls, throwing dummies. Mexico try to get out wide. Great skill by Rosales, trapping with the feet, trying to dink it behind the TNT defense. And the Trinidad Tobago player just fumbles the ball into touch, but advantage played by the referee, offside again, and it's going to be the Mexican penalty, and I think they may try to kick for post to get themselves in the lead.
Absolutely right now, Kelson. Mexico has put themselves in a very, very strong position right now on the field. That patience is certainly paying off of taking advantage of those opportunities.
And Rosales' experience is showing here, looking at the spaces, testing the TNT team. Thought it was a scrum, but seems that Mexico choosing the scrum, and this one thought it was a penalty. So it's my mistake. It's going to be a packed down time for Mexico TNT to defend the scrum.
This certainly gives them more room to run, which the Mexican team is very well known for.
Been mixing up the numbers a bit, sorry. Number 11 on the short side, Maria Jimenez is number 11. Cesar De Leon is number 14. Big scrum by TNT. The ball spills out into Hazard Camacho. TNT, again, the football skills by Rosales is good. TNT smashes her into contact. Oh, and a return hit by Mexico. TNT with the ball into Hazard special run. She runs into contact, eventually taken down as Gonzalez quickly over the ball. No advantage gained, signals by the referee Waterhouse, and TNT now have their put into the scrum. As we look at the replay, the TNT forcing the turnover there with a big hit, forcing the knock on there. Rosales under all sorts of pressure, and TNT forcing the turnover. Great work, and that's one of the pivotal points of defense, turning defense into attack. Great work by the local ladies here. And we see TNT get the pack in the scrum. It's Fielder Jack going in at scrum off here.
Absolutely, Kelson. Right now, every opportunity, every pass is a possibility for a change in the pace of the game, a change in who has the ball, as we just saw there.
Fielder Jack, very versatile, plays multiple positions, in the three-quarter line. TNT gets the ball out, advantage signaled by the referee into hands of Kentiba, and she bumps hard into contact. Takes her a while to get her to the floor. TNT dropping back in the pocket is Panto. She looks for the kick, but the kick falls into space as Katarman Monroe trying to pinch this one. No advantage gained. The referee has the penalty here. Tackle not rolling away. Back 10, Waterhouse and TNT trying to get themselves into spaces, trying to get the speedy Monroe into the gap to get themselves another score, but TNT doing well to turn off the ball, and it's a wrestling match here as Panther looks to try to clear her lines.
So much of a 15s game, Kelson, is about the mind, is about the game in the brain of thinking about where you want to position, how you want to move, how you want to tie your opponent down, and where you want to unleash your own power. And that's what we're seeing playing out here today.
The time has stopped as one of TNT players get a bit of attention off screen. It's our time for other players to just suck in some air, extra hydration. It's line out time, and these set pieces are important to really get the play back going. TNT opting for the line out, trying to get the extra yardage as the players up on the feet as we take a shot at the crowd. Couple of players from Caribs RFC in attendance, as well as national coach, assistant coach Brenda Farrell, Sean Caesar, national men's team manager, all in attendance, just coming to support the ladies in their endeavors as the referee is going to get us back underway. Line out time with special round to get us back underway. TNT again with the line out play to the front. Is Marika Mendez getting ourselves into this one. TNT charging into the Mexican half as Fielder Jack gets us back in. It's a number 9 for TNT and the captain Aquilo O'Brien just run across the pitch, eventually taking the floor. Bindi gets it off to the outside as Nicolette Panther hitting the line hard, looking for the inside. She steps one, she brushes it off. TNT on the go. Nicolette Panther looking for the support, unable to get it into hands of Monroe. TNT inside the Mexican 22-meter area, looking for support. TNT looking for, and it's Kyla Simon stepping through one, looking for the offload, snatched in the contact, knock-on signal by the referee. TNT unable to make the best of it, knocking on the ball in the contact, and we can see the purpose in the attack.
Purpose in the attack, and maybe a bit of white line fever there, seeing what looks like space on the field surrounded by players in white. But that was a very exciting passage of play there by Trinidad and Tobago, and a good response there from Mexico.
Fielder Jack just losing the ball in contact, just about 5 meters short of the line. Solid scrum by Mexico. Pick her on the but TNT's flanker is up to the task, just stopping her just short. Mexico slowing the play, looking for the release, looking for Rosales in the pocket. Rosales clears it, but TNT has the sweeper coming around if they can pick it up. Trying to play old player, just losing their balance, the ball going out into touched it in the contact, and Mexico will get the put in. And sometimes you just need to slow yourself down in order to gather that ball.
Absolutely, Kelson. Right now, this is a game, again, we're 30 minutes into an 80-minute game. Right now, knowing when to speed up, knowing when to slow down is critical to managing your performance in this game.
Referee just holding this one then, unhappy with something. Seems to be a knock on. From our view, it looks like Mexico have knocked the ball forward. Let's see if you can have this one back in as the referee confer with his AR. So let's see what happened. Bit of confusion on our end. Oh, not straight signal by the referee. So Mexico choose. They have the option of scrum or... And Mexico just wasting time. Referee Adam Waterhouse, not a patient guy. Doesn't like to play around. It's not recess time here. So TNT gets the free kick into the hands of the captain, but doesn't seem to be played on the mark. He's just going to get it back going, as you see Fielder Jack a bit too excited to get the play going. As O'Brien take two, O'Brien as she slips out one tackle, pushes off another, eventually taken to the floor. TNT on the offensive, looking for the room out wide if they can. Marika Mendez unable to take it in. Knock back, says the referee. TNT gather, but a bit slowly, looking for the space out wide. Fielder Jack shows and goes into the hand of Nicolette Panther. She is snatched by the bootlaces. Over the top quickly is TNT. They get this one going into the hands of Husbands. She fumbles, but Adams picks it up. Adams throws it in the contact. TNT just playing dangerous play, but the captain takes it forward for TNT. Just making sense out of the madness. Back in the hands of Kentiba. Kentiba shoots it wide. Big hit by Mexico, being super aggressive as TNT are being pushed back in the attack. Fielder Jack looking for the room out wide. TNT are just being pushed back. Mexico being very aggressive and patient all at once. Jade Husband looking for the room. TNT eventually getting forward. Slowly to it is Fielder Jack looking for the room. Kyla Simons gets it, looking for the space. She's taken on smartly by the Mexicans. Counter rock on, and it's Fielder Jack gets the ball in. Katara Monroe tries to get around, but big hit here by the Mexicans. Panto comes to play scrum off, gets it into the hands of the captain. The captain shows and goes, looking for the room, unable to get the offload, and the team's a bit tired now as the play goes on a bit slowly. Getting the ball into the hands of Marika Mendez, and she's brushing away these Mexican players. Trinidad Tobago trying to get there to keep the continuity going. Into hands of Abigail Arms, she fumbles it. T.S. Davis gets it, looking for the room. She's trying to get the player, but Trinidad Tobago is pushed back onto the halfway line. No players behind the ball. Trinidad Tobago a couple of players down as Kentiba gets it, looking for the room. It's Special Ryan, pushes away just short of the halfway line. Desperate stuff by Mexico, pushing TNT back. Unorganized is Trinidad Tobago as Fielder Jack shows and goes, looking for the space, gets it in Heather Monroe. Monroe checks the step, spins, dances, gets past Jimenez. Eventually takes 3 white shirts to get it to the floor. Trinidad Tobago with possession, still long passes the play. TNT trying to get this one going. It's Chantel Charles getting her way up in as Mexico are tackling Constantly, as the referee says, TNT player losing their feet in the tackle. It's Mexico ball after a lengthy pass of the play, and the referee is just going to stop this one for the injured player.
Kelson, what we're seeing right now is the mixture of experience versus emotion. You can tell that the girls want to play. They're driving it through. They're very, very adamant about trying to move the ball along, move it forward. And part of that, it needs to be tempered by a bit of calm in assessing where we are and how to move forward. The Mexicans are moving very easily across the field in defense and matching it width to width. Even though there's been a lot of ball movement, the ball's really stayed within about 20 meters of the field, up and down. So that's something that, you know, in terms of how this ball is going to move and which team is going to come out on top, is a moment for pause and regrouping.
Just point to mention, Celine Suarez is a monster. The tackle is number 17 for Mexico from the Pumas Rugby Club once more. She's really putting in her defensive shift. As we take a look at the screen there, TNT's coach Richard Stagland just barking the orders around. TNT, tons of possession, not much positivity in it, but they have the ball, and when you have the ball, the other team can't score, and he's there just making sure. Richard Stagland, standout player for Guyana Rugby over the years, and he's lending his experience now to the TNT team as we see Rosales gets the ball from Mexico, and she has a handy boot on her, and she's going to just pop this one into touch as Mexico march on just on the halfway mark for this line out. Having a shot as a TNT bench on the sideline is experienced Onella George from the Polish Rugby Club. 6'2" Onella George. She's going to be a handful when she gets on. Also a shot of Bella Martin from Fanau Rugby Club as TNT steals the ball. As T.S. Davis from Rollins RFC gets the ball. As you see Aquila O'Brien just losing it in the pickup. No advantage gain. First knock on by Mexico, but TNT get the put in just on the halfway line.
As this game ramps up and we inch closer to halftime, Kelson, we're seeing the passions come out more on both teams, and those mistakes start to creep in as the emotions come through.
Fielder Jack gets us back on the way. Wrap around into trying to get Panther, but hasn't been able to guide it. Eventually falls onto this. Rosales pressing hard. TNT get back to possession, looking for a player, and the Mexican experience are showing as TNT are under all sorts of pressure. TNT giving away the penalty deep inside their half. Option for the kick if they can. Captain Gonzalez just slows it down, and Rosales with the handy boot are going to try to push themselves over after this line out here for 5 points, just 5 meters short of TNT's try line.
Right now, both teams are going to be thinking about their discipline here. TNT being 5 meters off their own touchline, and Mexico knowing that they are 5 meters away from 5 extra points. This is a point now for both teams to really assess where they are and think carefully about their next steps.
Quick line out by Mexico. TNT trying to put them under all sorts of pressure, eventually taking them down. Desperate stuff by TNT, trying to keep Mexico out before the half. And it's offside again. TNT super excited as we take a look at the Mexican bench. Fernanda Vasquez, shot of a very helpful, handy ambassador for Mexican rugby, had the privilege of working with her, doing commentary over the years. As we see, she's sprinting on to give the tee. TNT giving her the penalty, and Mexico are going to try to go into the half as Rosales smartly looks for the kick to add 3 more points to push Mexico into the lead just before the halftime break.
Kelson, should Mexico convert this penalty right now, it'll put them into a very nice mental space entering as we near halftime.
That's right. Regulation kick it from the post for Rosales. Easy as you like. Mexico push themselves further in front. 3 more points to the tally. Mexico pushes up 6 points to 5 and take the lead just shy of the halfway mark. Rosales scoring all the points for Mexico so far as we take a shot at the replay here.
That's a beautiful boot there, and it must feel so good to be watching that going through as intended.
TNT gets us back on the way. Big charge and run by the Mexican forward, pushing themselves closer to the to the halfway line. Trinidad Tobago just about sneaking over on offside there, but knock on signal by the referee, unable to catch it. Very low, difficult, ankle biting pass.
Right now, we talked about mistakes. Again, both sides want to come out on top. That's a testament to how passionate these women are about this game and about this match.
Powerful stuff by the referee Waterhouse there. Clear as day as the colour brand breaks blind, pops it off to the scruff. TNT with the numbers out wide if they can get it. Panto looking for Monroe out wide, one to beat. Monroe steps one, but the Mexican defense is up to task. TNT just in the 22-meter area. Philo Jack looking for room out wide as Husbands tries to elude the contact. TNT just lacking numbers in the breakdown, holding on in the contact. Zoe McKnight was the winger out wide, sorry, with the excellent break, and TNT gave away the penalty once more, just lacking support at the contact.
15s most especially is a team sport, Kelson. Those finishes, whether your teammate is there or not, they matter at the end of the day.
Kicking into the wind as TNT has a cross breeze from east to west, so pretty difficult to kick. So as we look at the AR's flag just dancing in the wind here, powerful breeze pushed across the pitch currently. Mexico line out. Not more left in this one.
Mexico seems to be loving their lineouts today, Kelson. They've been choosing to kick for touch and choosing to do their lineouts.
Clean set piece into hands of Gonzalez, the captain. Big run. And again, Mexico trying to get themselves going, pumping the legs. Mexico just short there on that one. That was Alicia Chavez, I believe, into the hands of Gonzalez, and she's difficult to take down once she gets a couple steps on you as Camacho looks up as a good scrum half should, looking for the space out wide, and the number 17 once more, Suarez, she's handy as a forward, looking for the room, looking for Tuyu. Samara Tuyu gets herself going, looking for the space if they can make it. Mexico still in possession. The big number 4, Arias, gets the ball, eventually taken down, looking for some sort of crack in the TNT armor. TNT solid in the contact. Mexico still hold on, showing their grit, showing their experience. Trinidad Tobago desperately trying to get them out. Mexico room out wide if they can. Overlap if they can. Mexico going to stroll in before the half and try. Mexico in the corner. Mexico strike before halftime.
That was a great example of a beautiful, patient team try there. You could hear the Trinidad defense desperately calling for numbers over, but just a bit too late to the mark as the Mexicans were able to capitalize on that. Very easy try in that last minute before halftime.
Mariana Morphine gets us over for her first try of the game. Mexico push in front now. 11 points to 5 as we take a look at the replay here.
Beautiful, easy, patient, putting it away, down as they go. That was a great, great try.
Mariana Morphine will make the Wallabies Rugby Club proud for that try. She gets herself her international test try here in TNT. Mexico push further in front with the kick to come. Excellent strike just away to the side of the post. The score remains 11 points to 5. just about in the referee's time now. Mexico with their tails in front, going into halftime break. Can TNT answer back before the referee blows time for second half?
Right now, it's all that time management, that player management right before halftime, and thinking about what you're going to do with this last 2 plays of the game or so. You really want to put your mark on the game. It really adds to the overall esteem of the team going into halftime.
Jade Husband gets us back on the way as Abigail Adams picks it off the bounce. Expertly done. TNT trying to get themselves to score before the half. Looking for the room out wide. It's Chantel Charles busting through tackles. Stop on the 22-meter line. Advantage being played. TNT with the numbers out wide if they can use them. It's Kintiba. It's Kintiba busting through tackles. She's still on her feet. Eventually taken down. TNT can use the overlap out wide. Panther looking for Monroe. She soars and she goes. 2 tackles gets her down. Jimenez tries to get it. It's Kyla Simon. She picks and she goes. Eventually it's Fiona Jack. She's trying to get themselves going. TNT just short of the line. Mexico trying to get their hands on the ball. TNT get the penalty. Referee Waterhouse brings it back to the mark. And TNT have the opportunity to run a play just before the halftime mark. And you take a look at it's Onika George, sister of Onella George. She's in the crowd there, former TNT player. And she's cheering the team on, giving all the support she can. The referee seems to be pointing at the post. TNT seems to be going to add 3 points in before the halftime break. And it's Kintiba from the Fence Force Rugby Club looking to try to add extra 3 points to cut the deficit just before the halftime break. I would say this is a pressure kick for the vice captain from TNT, just to narrow the gap, get the emotions, the everything in going in before the half.
Kelson, I can't even imagine what's going through Kintiba's mind right now, apart from please let this go over. But this is a critical kick right now as we go into halftime.
And the kick has the legs, unorthodox, but there you have it. TNT get the 3 points, get 3 more points from the boot of Kintiba. As that's halftime here. The final act of this first half, TNT cut the lead. 11 points to 8, Mexico over the host, TNT. And we go into this halftime break. And anything you want to say that you believe the coach needs to say to TNT going into this break?
For the TNT coach looking at the girls, they're doing all the right things. They know what they're doing. It's a matter of finishing. It's a matter of discipline. And I imagine that would be the same advice that the Mexican coach will be giving to his players as well. This very much is an extremely tight match. It's a match full of experienced players, full of new dynamic players, full of opportunities. And managing those chances is going to determine who is the winner of today's contest.
Well, there we have it. As we go to halftime break, it's Mexico leading TNT 11 points to 8 here at Larry Gomes Stadium. And we'll be back shortly for second half action. And we're back for second half action here. And the Rugby Americas North Women's Test Match Rugby is TNT versus Mexico. Mexico hold a slender 11-8 lead over TNT. I'm Kelson Figueroa alongside national standout player Alex Lewis. And Alex, what a wonderful, breathtaking first half.
An excellent first half from both teams. Going into the second half, the tension in the stadium is high, the excitement is high on both on the field or around the stadium here in the commentator box. Oh, it's shaping out to be a wonderful, excellent second half that we're going to have here today.
TNT in the red strips on the left-hand side of the screen, Mexico in the white and green. Welcome to all our viewers around the Caribbean and North America. Special mention to all our viewers in Mexico watching us, cheering on your team as Nicolette Panther gets us back on the way for TNT. Unable to gather is Gonzalez, and the ball runs out just before the 22-meter line. Line out ball.
That was the first play of the second half, and for both teams it's going to be very critical to maintain composure. I imagine that's what their captains, that's what their coaches would have said. Composure, composure, composure. This is anyone's game at the moment, and keeping that in mind is important for both teams going forward in the second half.
Samaya Tuyo gets us over the line out. Not too comfortable for them, but Camacho, being the scrum half that she is, gathers it up as Mexico barrels their way forward, looking for the room out wide. Into hands of number 8 for Mexico. She gets herself a nice welcome into this match. Mexico with first possession, dropping back in the pocket is Rosales. She's going to pump one into the air. TNT is under it. Taken well by Monroe. She steps out and in to the tackle all at once. Trying to be able to maintain possession though. Into the hands of Kentiba. Kentiba looking for the captain, O'Brien, and O'Brien off to the ball to Abigail Adams. She knocks it on, picked up by Mexico on the counter attack, and they're pushing themselves forward. It's Chavez. She gets some mitts onto the ball, and Mexico is in possession as the referee has his hand up for advantage. Even though Mexico knocks on the ball, TNT have been blatantly offside so far in this game.
Yeah, this discipline really is a point where those consequences matter for a game this narrow. So whether it's offsides, whether it's a knock-on, right now, these women can't afford these types of mistakes.
Rosales punches this ball into touch, just creeping closer and closer to TNT's try line. Mexico with the line out, having a bit of consistency issues with the line out so far.
Yes, it's interesting they keep kicking for touch, which suggests that they're very comfortable with their line out. But today I don't know that they've been too successful or have a very high margin of accuracy at this point.
Interesting call by the referee Waterhouse there. Not sure it was a line out call, but TNT picked it up and lost all the advantage as he's going to bring it back for TNT putting through the throw. Pretty interesting that the advantage probably wasn't played. May have been to the benefit of TNT as they go back with their signature front of the line out call. TNT gain possession, looking for the room into the hands of Jack. Jack finds Abigail Adams out wide, and Abigail steams her way forward, looking to place it back. Strong counter rock into the hands of Panther, and she's going to try to clear her lines directly down the pitch. One bounce, unable to gather it. Eventually Mexico on their counter attack there, and that's a danger. Giselle DeLeon, she has possession of the ball, but TNT meet her solidly in that contact. Looking for the ball out wide. Rosales going to look for the space behind the defense, and she finds it expertly. TNT unable to guide it on the full. The referee is going to give the offside advantage once more to Mexico. TNT is going to have to watch themselves before the referee starts to brandish some cards.
Watch themselves closely with this. This is about the third offsides that's been called so far, and a referee's patience is only so long.
Notice Rosales very nifty with that kick behind the play, and TNT hasn't been unable so far to really find a way to gather those excellent kicks behind the defense. As the both teams packed on for a scrum. Players just not holding their feet on this one, and how difficult it is to scrimmage after being hit so many times in the match.
It is exhausting. So I imagine any pause, the girls are getting a good chance to catch their breath, but it is also a little disappointing for them. I think they want to get it on with.
It's Camacho getting us back on the way, looking for the runs of the forwards, throws and goes looking for the speedy wing out wide. Steps one, runs to the contact, tries to brush her off, almost stripped of her kit. Big blast of the whistle by the referee. Can't seem to see what the signal is. Let's take a look at the replay. It's Jimenez trying to get rid of the TNT defender. It's knocked on in the contact signal by the referee. TNT getting the put in after a wild bit of contact there by both teams.
You can see the aggression, both of how the Mexican players are going into the contact when they have the ball and how the TNT players are meeting it.
Mexico making some changes, trying to see the number that's coming off. But the game gets us back on the way. One bounce into the hand of husbands, and it's TNT pushing forward in the hands of Kentiba, and she barrels her way forward. Looking for the continuity play. It's the captain O'Brien. She runs into a herd of Mexican players. As TNT continue to shift the ball out wide, it's Kyla Simon stepping one, looking for the support, eventually taking down Mexico quick to it. Nicolette Panther trying to shove and go as Fielder Jack kicks down the trams line, straight out. Mistake TNT, and Mexico gets the put in back where the kick was made.
Kicking the ball on defense is always a risk. It's unfair getting out of a difficult situation there, and sometimes it doesn't always go according to plan. It's unfortunate, but it happens. And at this point, it's just to face what's ahead of you and just keep going forward.
Pamela Alvarez to get us back on the way for this line out. Looking for her captain Gonzalez. Picked out of the air by TNT. Turnover ball. Looking for her captain O'Brien. And O'Brien is steaming forward, looking for the yards. Taken down by the ankles. Just falling awkwardly, and the Mexican player is over the ball. And tackler is not rolling away. Is a call by the referee Waterhouse. TNT get to put into the scrum. Great pick, great steal, and now penalty to TNT.
Great energy there. Great decision making. And great discipline within the tackle situations.
Nicolette Panther unable to find touch, but instead picks out the Mexican captain Gonzalez, and she's a difficult one to take down. Panther trying to make amends for a mistake with a big tackle on the captain. But Mexico with the ball. TNT trying to get this counter ruck going. Knock on in the contact, and TNT great defensive work to turn back over possession and really make amends for the errant kick.
Excellent defensive work. Right now, the Mexican girls need to think about just calming it down, and especially when going into contact here. These types of errors are very costly, especially with a scoreline of 8-11.
Big shot by Mexico. The ball popped out into the hands of husbands. Find Nicolette Panther out wide. Nicolette with a hop, skip, and a jump. Well taken down by Mexico. And the Jade Husbands taking the yards herself, doing some dirty work. The TNT number 10. Panther acts as scrum off. Kentiba almost blindsided with that hit. He's eventually taken to floor, and his experienced defense. As Mexico are now the perpetrators of the offside. TNT gets a reprieve. As we see Kentiba points to the touchline, they tell Panther, boot it down the pitch, let us gasp some air. This time Panther does the do, gets the line out. TNT set piece time. They're very well with it so far. Probably the opportunity to tell the players to calm it down. We are still in it. Only 3 points the difference.
Exactly, Kelson. As you get closer to that try line, is the more you want to rev up the pace, and sometimes it's the exact opposite thing you need to do. Having that control makes all the difference today.
TNT used the front of the play line out, but the ball hasn't traveled 5 meters. TNT just encroaching on the line out. It's going to be a free kick to Mexico as Camacho runs to the spot quickly. She's going to tap and go, catching the TNT defense, a bit napping. Let's see TNT meet them with a solid tackle. Let's see recycling of the ball as Mexico does it well. Rosales looking, Rosales the playmaker, but met solid TNT. Big hits by, obviously, Rosales gingerly to get off the floor after that heavy shot by TNT. The show and go by the Mexican pack is doing wonders for them. Looking for the room out wide. Great organization by Mexico as they smash this way right up the center of the pitch. It's Camacho getting the ball going, looking for the runners, looking out wide for the speedsters. And it's Giselle De Leon. She steps into contact. TNT trying to rip the ball away, but her experience is showing. She gains a yardage for Mexico. Right now the Mexicans just drifting across the pitch. TNT unable to switch around and match the numbers as Camacho bumps it off the TNT player offside, and that shows experience there by Camacho. Just take a look at the replay. Kyla Simon just smashing Rosales after the ball there as we get back into play. Mexico take it quickly and they're running just inside the TNT's half. Camacho smashed in the tackle once more. 2-on-1 if Mexico can set it up. TNT defense is up to the task. 1-on-1 defense seems to be working well for TNT as Mexico is on the attack. Slow ball by Mexico as TNT is making them work very hard to get the ball recycled. The forwards doing very well for both teams as Mexico is charging their way closer to the TNT line. Big push. Mexico is already set up waiting for the second phase. TNT a bit anxious on the pass. But turnover is the call. TNT trying to turn this one over, but Mexico do well to cover it up. Long looping pass. Mexico using the hands, looking for the mismatch. 2-on-1, De Leon steps in, but TNT stops the hard advance. Over the top of the ball at TNT, trying to win this turnover. Play on, says the referee, gets it in the hand of Kintiba. Kintiba smashes her way through. TNT pushing forward, great turnover by TNT. Looking for Husbands. Husbands looking for TNT. Stagnant offense. It's Chantel Charles pushing her way forward. TNT just moving away close to their half. Penalty signaled by Adam Waterhouse. Hands on the rock signaled by the referee as we take a look at this shot again.
Right now, that's an amazing passage of play by Trinidad and Tobago, taking it in fully and committing to that passage of play there.
Special run takes a tap. TNT a bit slow to get there. Mexico defending just on their halfway line as a Captain O'Brien. She's doing monster stuff out there. Taking up the challenge of Bick, taking the ball up as Kintiba shifted out wide, looking for Dylan. Panto looks fine. T.S. Davis, one more to pass. It's Zoe McKnight, 1-on-1. She skips off the tackle but loses her feet. Gets back up. It's Zoe McKnight from the Seapost Rugby Club. Panto acts at scrum off, trying to get the ball out. Kintiba gets it, shifts it long to Ryan. Ryan fumbles it, but eventually gathers. TNT with the room out wide if they can use it. Husbands looking for the extra pass out wide. TNT unable to get it quickly. Kyla Simon gets the ball, looking for, seems to be Monroe on this one. She struggles and pushes. Mexico have in the numbers to defend, pushes her back to the floor. And the combination of Zoe McKnight and Monroe are doing well for TNT. Big looping pass. Almost sent it to the hospital there, but TNT gathers well. It's Jack looking for TNT. Going backwards, TNT needs to get themselves on forward board. And up comes Kintiba. She does just that. As the ball is shifted out. Looking for Nicolette Panther. She chose a dummy. Goes through the gap herself. Snatched by the coattails. It's Fiona Jack, the 1-2 combination. The girls from South Trinidad. As Jack eventually is ripped to the floor. TNT need that extra pass or extra gap if they can. Panther shows a dummy. Panther's going to score. Clean pair of heels. De Leon is looking for, and Nicolette Panther steals the lead for TNT. Show and go. Passion on her face. Nicolette Panther does it for TNT.
That was a beautiful example of a combination between patience and just taking the opportunity as it presents to you. Nicolette Panther, a veteran expert in seeing those spaces, taking those dummies and just taking it home for Trinidad and Tobago.
that try, could have a replay of everything as we look up at Exiles Rugby Club. Some of the boys there, her brother Leon Panther in the crowd cheering his sister on. Again, the Panther clan super proud. 5 more points to TNT as they push in front. 13 points, 11 over Mexico. Kentiba to add the extra 2 points, and that's exactly what he wanted.
Full kudos there, though, to the Mexican defense. It is not easy facing that type of play. And we saw those phases going for a good while there. It is exhausting out in the field right now. And so they're doing an excellent job of this. And as we said, the score right now is 13-11. It is anybody's game.
Fernanda Vasquez on the sideline, waits to come on. TNT captain misses a kick in front of the post. So the score remains 13 points, 11, TNT over Mexico. Take a look at the kick, just scooping it to the side. So TNT, the score remains 13 points to 11. TNT holding a slender lead over Mexico, and that's what the crowd wanted. That pump by the TNT team to get themselves up and in front in this one. Trying to be able to show in some grit. And that, take a look at Marika Mendez, experienced player from the Royal Lions RFC club. She's one of the veterans that stands tall so far in this one, just doing the dirty work, the jobs that's not so glamorous. She gets it done for TNT. And you see Annabella Diaz gets out here.
Kelson, the forwards on both these teams today have been doing immense shifts.
Mexico gets a quick kickoff back, sorry, no one wants it by TNT. One bounce into touch, maybe a line out TNT. And sometimes catching that kickoff is important to really reset the game and keep your momentum going. So just need to be a bit more sharp catching those kickoffs. We're set for line out action. TNT solid so far in their set pieces. Can they take one from this again? Line out time for TNT, stolen by Mexico, but Special Ryan just smashes Alvarez as she looked to get it.
It also looked like the ball went out there on Mexican hands. So let's just take a look at how it's going to play out now. Oh, not quite.
Line out time TNT. As they take it from the front once more, and again they encroach on the 5-meter mark. Set piece not going to hand anymore. The person in front of the line of Marika Mendez just stepping into the 5-meter channel instead of keeping on her mark, and the referee's right up on it.
While that is a very effective for TNT play today, it does have its risks, and that is one of them, not going 5.
Rosales gets the ball ruined. TNT defense stagnant there as Chavez from the Black Phoenix Club smashes the way forward. Mexico seems to be a bit more fired up. As TNT push them back is Abigail Adams. Fernanda Vasquez from Mexico, number 15. She's just pushing them away as Camacho gets her hands on the ball, looking for the forwards. TNT trying to stop this onslaught, this barrage of attacks from Mexico, as Camacho smashes the TNT player who's offside there. Slow to the breakdown. Mexico take it quickly. The quick play by Rosales looking for the room out wide. TNT caught napping. Shows and goes. Big bump. The referee's hands up for advantage. TNT weren't back 10 on that play. Mexico possession as the ball goes back again. TNT trying to make the big hits, and Mexico making the big yards in return. It's Camacho sneaking around the outside. It's the captain Gonzalez. She's going to try to pump her legs and get herself and get her team high in front. But the TNT red wall is doing well. Advantage being played by the referee again as Alvarez smashes her way forward, and the referee brings it back for the penalty all the way back here just on the 22-meter mark as we take a look at the replay.
This is about the third offsides that we've been seeing so far in this last passage of play. And once again, I'm just curious as to how long the referee's patience will run on this, particularly for the Trinidad Tobago team that has been a frequent offender with this afternoon.
The Referee says play on as Camacho gets the ball looking for the room out wide. TNT unable to make it on the first hit. Mexico there with clean rock out there looking for the space. Gonzalez checks, pops the ball into space, and big leg drive by the Mexicans, getting themselves further up the pitch. Room out wide if they can use it 2-on-1. As we see the winger there, that's Jimenez trying to get herself going as TNT really wrangles her to the floor.
That looks like Kantara Monroe there, who was in that contest, battling for that ball.
Mexico starting to get a bit more aggressive in the contact, just short of the line, 6 or 7 meters short. As Camacho tries to sneak around the short side, TNT up to the task. And Mexico just been thwarted a bit as the ball whips out wide. Looking for the room, and TNT meet them in the numbers and just slows down the play a bit. Referee says play on as Camacho gets herself going, looking for the room out wide, trying to find Rosales. Rosales has the numbers, 2-on-1. Can they execute? Into the hands of De Leon. She's streaking to the line. Can TNT stop her? She's trying to stretch the line. Great work by TNT to stop the lean over. And TNT need to look at the base of this one as Mexico is trying to get over the line. The referee is going to consult with his ear as TNT illegally tried to tap it. Let's look at the replay here.
We're seeing the players going towards, you're seeing that try line going in there. We have 3 Trinidad players on the line. They're just short at this point. And they're desperately trying to ensure that they're not getting any room to go over there.
The referee says
Looks like a rucking situation. That ball looked like it came out and knocked against the TNT's player in that ruck.
Referee Adamoto signals knock on there by TNT. It'll be a Mexican scrum just about 5 meters short of the TNT line, but it's time for that second half water break where everyone gets to recharge and recheck, including us in commentary. after the teams and the commentary as well get an opportunity to get some water and get a break. We're back for the last 20 minutes of this Rugby Americas North Women's Test Match Rugby here in Larry Gomes Stadium in Arima. It's TNT holding the lead. Slender 2-point lead over Mexico, 13 points to 11. Great encounter. Alex, talk us through, you being a player, what do you think the ladies are going through right now?
Right now, I think the ladies are trying to hold on to their excitement right now, knowing that they still have quite a bit of work to do. Gracias a todos por estar aquí con nosotros aquí en Trinidad ahora. Nuestras fanáticos hispanohablantes. Estamos en vivo aquí en Trinidad y Tobago por el partido de Trinidad contra México y ahora el marcado es 13 a Trinidad y 11 a México. Es un game muy slim ahora, sí.
As we see the mascot for Los Serpientes, normally carried by the rookie of the team. As we pack down for the scrum, is Camacho going to get us back going with the scrum. TNT, hard defensive scrum to get in. Big shot by TNT. Mexico almost unable to get it, but eventually picked up by number 16. That's Elisa Chavez from the Black Phoenix Club. And TNT get the turnover. Excellently done.
That's some really hard work there by Trinidad Tobago. Good keeping their head, good keeping their cool, and an excellent kick for territory by Nicolette Pantor.
TNT doubling down, solid scrum, and then solid clearance by TNT. And that is what wins matches. Defense wins matches, and TNT got the better of that exchange. Coming out to the water break, coaches probably give lots of instructions as to what to do. So let's see how TNT can make this from this line out. TNT eventually catches it on the bounce, picked up by Fiona Jack. TNT slows it down, gets it to the captain O'Brien, and she slices through the defense. It's O'Brien, the powerhouse from Rollins RFC, gets us back going. Looking for the pocket of Kentiba. Kentiba pumps one in the air. Mexico gathers it easily, and it's Jimenez trying to get around Monroe. That battle didn't work well for her as Monroe is wrestling her to the floor, but she has excellent support from her teammate, and TNT may just have given away possession there into the hands of the captain Gonzalez. Just stepping under the tackle there, eventually taken to the floor. Camacho is over it looking for her runners. Digs out a tough ball out the rock here, and big smash by Mexico, and TNT up to the task with the contact. Referee has his hands up for advantage, shows and goes looking for the room out wide. The ball not going to hand, so the referee is going to bring it back for the advantage. Penalty again, and the penalty count is on the climb as we take a look at the replay.
We talked today about mistakes, Kelson, and how costly they can be. With a scoreline as tight as this is where it really matters at the end of the day. Pero ahora el equipo mexicano es un equipo muy formidable y fuerte, y ahora las mujeres tienen una oportunidad para avanzar ahora.
Mexico up for the scrum. Just inside TNT's territory.
The great thing about playing Mexico, their growth over the past couple of years has been amazing to watch and to play against. And it's in moments like this that you really see that experience coming through.
Mexico trying to get their hands to the speedy winger outright, Aimee Ramos. As we see the players come running, looking for the loop play, smashes in. Is the captain Gonzalez pumping her legs? Referee with his hand up, for the advantage. As we see the play come wrapping wrong, looking for Ramos. Ramos runs a nice dummy line. TNT sucked in by the defender, but Zoe McKnight smashes her in the contact. TNT counter ruck. Referee still has his hand up for advantage, and he's going to bring it back over for the penalty. And we're speaking about the game of mistakes as we take a look at that shot just now.
Absolutely. The Mexicans have been very patient right now, and their patience has been rewarded with about 20 meters of space at this point.
It's Gonzalez steaming through, seemed to have big engine in her as she's continuously running all game. The captain from Mexico trying to do it all herself, trying to get her team back in front. I see the ball whips out right to the forwards. They're looking for the space. TNT shooting forward, stopping the advances of the Mexicans. Just run across the pitch, pumping her legs. TNT unable to get her down. Gain line broken. Camacho trying to get it quickly as it goes through her legs into hands of Rosales. She shows and goes, looking for the space. 2-on-1 if she can make it, but wrapped up by Panto. Camacho back in it, looking for a forward. Big smash through. Mexico with the numbers on the far right hand side of the pitch if they can use it. TNT smashes her in the contact, tries for the counter. Mexico does well to keep possession as referee Waterhouse says play on. Mexico are charging their way forward, looking for that also elusive try. The ball pops out of that contact. TNT scoops it up, and TNT with possession trying to clear their lines, looking for the space if they can use it. TNT fumbles it, eventually gets in the hand of Panther, and she finds Zoe McKnight out wide. She scrambles, can Zoe get her on the outside, and is met by the captain, and that's a captain's defense by Rosales. The Mexican player, that's Amy Ramos, trying to get her hands in the ruck, and TNT turned this one over. TNT just digging in deep as you take a look at the passage of play here in the replay.
Just watch the way that the girls were able to recover what was a very messy ball to provide it, and notice that they had their winger out wide with a bit of space to give them a bit of a breathing space.
Paul not going to touch, caught by the try scorer Morphine, as Mexico try to go out wide, end-to-end stuff. TNT unable to cover the kick as Mexico go end-to-end with possession, trying to wrap around the short side, but the referee blows yet another penalty. Doesn't seem to say what it's for as Camacho takes it quickly, looking for her runners. Met solidly by the red wall from Trinidad and Tobago, but just inside the 22-meter line is Mexico, and it's Fernanda Vasquez steaming her way forward. Mexico in possession. TNT basically camped in their half of the pitch all second half. Big bump, but big contact there by the bright boots of Leah Kintiba. Vasquez for another one of her charging runs. Rolls over back into the 22-meter area. Just undoing the work of Kintiba from before as the captain shows and goes on the outside. It's Gonzalez looking for the overlap. Passes the ball to no one, and it bundles out into touch. And now in this last quarter of the game, it's going to be a game of the least amount of mistakes. I will see TNT make the change. Off is Marika Mendez. In comes Onella George from the Police Rugby Club. And let's see what the 6'2" Polish woman can do for TNT to keep this lead for them as it's set piece time.
What an excellent time for her to come in just right before a line out, where her height is certainly an advantage to them.
Scrappy line out possession by TNT. They eventually get it. Looking for the runners if they can. Jack gets it out to the 10 to the captain O'Brien. She's done tons of yards today. The captain for TNT has been that ball carrier to have on your team. As TNT look for the clearance, it's Quenisha Oliver from Seapost Rugby just pats one of the defenders down. Gets just on the 22-meter mark for TNT, and she gets up. This time it's the big Onella George. Gets her hands on the ball. Nicolette Panther 2-on-1, gets in the hand of Monroe. What can she do? Monroe is streaking down the short side, bundled out into touch, and no advantage being gained as the referee brings it back to the first infringement. TNT trying to get out of the half desperately, but the Mexicans are denying it.
Yes, that's guitar that Monroe trying her best to stay within the boundaries, and she knew as soon as her foot went down, it was a bit cheekily outside there.
Just coming up about 17 minutes in this one. TNT have 10 minutes to hold on if they want to secure this victory. And this is a much improved effort coming out of May 31st when they played Jamaica and lost a whopping 71-7.
That's right, Kelson. But I will say this is a very different lineup. And as we know, playing at home has its advantages in terms of player mindset and player availability in that sense too.
And the coach for Trinidad Tobago, Richard Stagan, really did his homework, went back, resetted, changed the game plan, and we can see he's reaping the rewards of hard work that he put into change, as well as the ladies out there putting in that effort to make amends from the heavy loss.
That's right, Kelson. What we're seeing here is several years of work by Mr. Staglin to build this team and build the culture and skills that we're seeing on display here.
Another change for Trinidad Tobago, as well as Mexico. On comes Blossom Stewart. She moves to the scrum half role. TNT with the cheeky short line out, but Mexico seems to turn it over a bit scrappy on that set piece. And we see again Selena Suarez. She gets her hands into almost everything. The very talented lock as Mexico knock on that possession. TNT gets the put in on the halfway mark and an opportunity now to get into Mexican territory.
Yes, for the first time in this half, I believe we are back at the halfway line. So this is very much a position that Trinidad wants to be in right now. As for Mexico, they want to be focusing on this scrum now. Every passage of play counts for them, and they know this all too well.
Big scrum by Mexico. TNT unable to gather. O'Brien finally gets it out. Blossom Stewart shows and goes. Nicolette Panther, smart kick into touch, and did she kick it from her half for a 50-22. The TNT AR says it stopped just short of the line, and that is inches and yards to the disgust of the TNT coach. Mexico get the put in on what would have been an awesome 50-22 by Nicolette Panther.
Regardless, the kicking for territory was an excellent decision there. That was a very awkward ball from Stewart to Panther there, and it was a decision under fire to kick that ball for territory there.
Pamela Alvarez to get us back going with the line out. Overcooked, unable to catch it at TNT. Mexico take it back, and they go forward once more. Mexico in possession in their 22. Unfamiliar territory in the second half for the Mexicans. I'll see the ball a bit slow to come out as Mexico is just trying to run the phase play to get the kicker in the pocket, most likely. Into the pocket, Rosales goes, boots one high into the air. It's Zoe McKnight under it. Can she take it on the catch? She knocks it on and tries to kill it. The play dead.
Ahora por el equipo mexicano es el tiempo para esperar, porque ahora tienen la paciencia, tienen la experiencia, así que ahora es el tiempo para permitir la combinación de su experiencia y la oportunidad ahora en el campo para tener éxito.
Scrum time for Mexico. And number 6. Let's see what can happen here. TNT making the mistake. It's Camacho with the put in. Ball shifts out wide, looking for the runners. It's Amy Ramos joining the line. The ball not going to hand. One bounce in the pickup there by Jimenez. And again, it seems that her shirt can't stay on in the contact there as the defender keeps pulling it over her head. But it's Camacho with the ball once more, looking for the room out wide. TNT defense a bit slow to come up. Eventually taken to the ground on the 10-meter mark. Camacho skipping over players to get there. Big hit by Kintiba, just stopping the player in her tracks. Referee just making sure the TNT players are onside. Big strong run there. Kintiba over the ball trying to pinch it, but Mexico do well to rock that one. TNT a bit short on the near side as they go out wide. Mexico looking for the room. It's a Captain Gonzalez 2-on-1. TNT smashes in the contact, bit high. TNT over the ball trying to pinch it, and penalty as a tackler a bit too high there. The captain Gonzalez takes it and goes one time, but didn't tap it clearly for the referee. As we take a look at the replay there, bit of a high shot by TNT. Eventually get the back going, and Adam Waterhouse wasn't pleased with where the ball was tapped, and Camacho will reset.
No, Ryan came in there a bit too high there. Adjusted very quickly, but regardless, it is still dangerous play. And the referee has no patience today for missing the mark. This is about the 4th time he's brought a player back to make sure it's taken where he wants it.
Looking out right. Selena Suarez playing playmaker on the short side, looking for Jimenez. Jimenez on the go, trying to get around the speedy Monroe. She's been unable to all game. Monroe really has her number booked and checked. TNT just pressing forward in defense. Mexico trying all things to try to get that key to unlock the TNT's defense. Big strong run by Mexico again. This time as a captain. Gonzalez driving her legs forward, getting herself back into TNT territory. The referee once more has his hand up for the advantage. Mexico has numbers to burn out wide. Picked up by TNT under George, but no advantage being gained, and she has to come back. The referee has an advantage, and the crowd is cheering, but there is no try as the referee calls it back for advantage. Didn't hear the whistle, and TNT would be disappointed as she picked it out like low-hanging fruit.
This is a point. This happens every now and again in everybody's career, and it is an incredibly disappointing feeling to think that you had it in the bag there and to be called back like that.
Referee was playing the advantage as he brought it back, to the disappointment of the TNT fans as the TNT bench erupted in excitement. It was an excellent read by George. It just so happened the infringement earlier just brought down a bit of rain on that parade.
This is what we mean when we say that every infringement, every mistake matters. You never know when the consequence is gonna come out to play. Unfortunately for George there, though she read that experience of hers being a veteran player of this outfit coming out to play there for sure.
As we see the battle of the scrum halves there. Great run there by Elisa Chavez from the Black Phoenix Club. Great pick and go, and Mexico would have put the boot on. Forward passes signaled by the referee, and TNT will have the put in. And it's almost that time of the match. TNT holding this 2-point lead, and whoever scores next will be the victors.
This is true, Kelson. But as we say, we're in the last couple of minutes of this excellent display of experience and skill. And right now, the victor will be decided in these next 2 minutes, not just by their skill, but by their ability to control their skills and control their emotions and know when to unleash which to come out on top.
Big shove by Mexico. TNT unable to get this one out. Advantage playing, says the referee. Kintiba gets it to Jack. Jack's trying to get around the defense. Ball squirts out. But TNT still have the advantage. Can they capitalize on this one? It's Kyla Simon trying to get her hands free. No advantage, signal the referee. TNT will get this back. And if TNT really manages the clock, they can boot this one down and take their time and walk to the line out.
For the Mexican players, they know that they are still in this game. All they need is one opportunity to get this game back on their side. This is anybody's game right now.
Short-term penalty is a call, so if they kick it into touch, they will lose possession. Panther gets us back underway, finds Special Ryan, and she gets her way back, taking 3 or 4 white shirts to get her down. Blossom Stewart gets the ball out to Kintiba, and TNT is trying to shift it wide into the hands of the tall Onella George, and she's taken down quickly. TNT trying to skin them on the outside if they can. Kyla Simon gets it to Qatar Monroe, and Monroe streaking on the line if she can. It's Monroe looking for the offload, gets it to Philo Jack. Philo Jack pops it back inside to T.S. Davis, and she's chopped down by the knees. Not held, says the referee. TNT keeps possession, and it's Kintiba. She picks it from the base, but she's driven back expertly by the Mexican defense. TNT needs to keep this ascendancy going. They're just short of this try line here. The TNT have the ball, gets it to Special Ryan. Ryan is driving her legs forward. She's taken down. TNT has the numbers out wide if they can use it. looking for the run out wide. It's Zoe McKnight. She dives off the line, and TNT gets the score. It's Zoe McKnight from Seapost Rugby gets TNT further in front. TNT more.
That was a great example, Kelson, of capitalizing on those opportunities and having the whole team respond. Rugby is a game. 15s is a game about support, about being there in support for your teammate, and having the whole team be there for breakdowns across was what was able to create that space for young Zoe McKnight to capitalize for that try.
Jimenez tried her best to stop her opposite number, but McKnight goes over for TNT's go-ahead try. TNT pushes up now, 18 points to 11 over Mexico. Not much more in this as we take a look at the replay. A lot of work still to do. Dragged Jimenez on her back, and I'm sure her teammates from Seapost Ruggers will be super excited and proud to get to know that their teammate has TNT further in front. Difficult kick for Kintiba. As we take a shot at a couple of TNT legends, as we see Tony Lorgnad and a Harvard stalwart member, as well as Gregory Russo, former national team coach.
I will say, Kelson, that the emotions right now in the stadium are very high. The support is very high. This game means quite a bit to the rugby community here in Trinidad and Tobago, and they are out in full force of all ages, of all stages of life, to show their support to these women.
The kick was unsuccessful, so the score remains 18 points to 11 over Mexico. McKnight pushing TNT in front. TNT set waiting to close this one off. It will be an excellent victory. Great grind. As the referee seems to be looking, as the team seems to be making a change. Mexico number 9 comes onto the pitch. Don't seem to have a name for the player. Referee just seems to...
It seems the referee is signaling, it looks like blood injury there, but I'm not quite sure.
As you see Mexican player on the bench, she has done her due diligence. Just need to patch up that bit of red work on her face, but the Mexican players has really been doing a great job, really pushing themselves out, and much credit goes out to the medics and the physios that really help these athletes perform and at their best. Rosales gets us back under a deep kick. Not taken well by TNT, and they're going to put themselves under all sorts of pressure here if they can't hold out this Mexican attack. Mexico get the put in this line out, and how costly do you think that mistake would have been?
It depends on how this next play goes, but certainly they're not doing themselves any favors right now with that particular response. This scrum means quite a bit to both teams right now to determine the next outcome of this game.
Big push by TNT, and another pick by Chavez. The referee's playing yet another advantage as the TNT player consistently is offside, but the captain Gonzalez, can't she break the TNT hearts here? She smashes through the middle, gets back up and drives on her feet again. She's riding on the floor. TNT, solid defense, they're packed tightly. Can Mexico steal the thunder from TNT as they try to pick and go short of the TNT line? TNT packing in the numbers, trying to stop this try from happening. Mexico are going to dig deep and play that short game. TNT just trying to hold it up short of the try line. They send them back as all the players are tight. Rosales going to shoot this out wide. This could be a regulation try, and it's Amy Ramos. She gets over, and Mexico get themselves in this one. 5 points the better as Rosales is rushing to get this kick to try to steal it at the death.
We wondered earlier, Kelson, how costly that kickoff would have been. And as we saw from that scrum and resulting play, it has been very, very costly.
And that is it. That's the final score. Mexico trying to get themselves the draw there as Rosales ran quickly, but unable to get it done. TNT jubilant as we see the emotion spilling on the pitch. 18-16 is the score. Mexico is disappointed, but the local fans have gotten a show. Mexico has beaten TNT. Surrey has been victorious over Mexico by a slender 18 points to 16. To the jubilation and the excitement as emotions are running high.
Emotions are running high, absolutely. Kelson, seeing these girls and what they've achieved today, what both teams have worked so hard to achieve today, is amazing to watch. It's certainly to the pride of the outfit of TTRU today, and certainly to the pride of the families of the Mexican players as well. This has been an incredible game. A game full of respect, full of passion, full of skill. And it's been amazing to see the outcome of this come out in the favor of Trinidad and Tobago, who certainly have been working very, very hard to get to this point.
I mean, Mexico, hold your head high. Isabella Gonzalez, you led from the front like a true captain should, and really had the backing of a couple of her players. Well, Amy Ramos just scoring at the death. The Bay Breakers player will be so proud of nearly getting herself back in this one. Selena Suarez really was exciting player, playmaker, ball runner. She really did herself justice out there. Also special mention to Samara Tuyo. She really did some good work for Mexico, but TNT had solid defense all throughout. TNT led by the captain, Aquila O'Brien. She did the captain's work as well on the other end. As you look at the pitch right now, TNT jubilant with that performance. Really doing their work, and everyone seemed to be super proud and excited.
Though it wasn't the way that the Mexican team had hoped it would go today, they certainly have so much to be proud of. They played their hearts out, they played their skills out, and it was certainly a match worthy of what we've seen here today. It's a match that they know they can walk away from this with their head held high, knowing what they need to work on, knowing where their strengths are, knowing where the challenges still lie. But it's certainly something to be very, very proud of.
Just look at the TNT players just celebrated that victory. It meant so much to them. Really Cinderella story. TNT heavy defeat against Jamaica, and they came back in this one, and they really did themselves proud. They really did themselves justice, and really grind out a hard victory there. The score again here at Larry Gomes Stadium, 18 points to 16, as the TNT women just make their way around, just acknowledging the crowd. We'll be shortly going down for the interviews with the captains post-match. We'll stay tuned for that in one moment. Just a reminder, you're watching 360 TV, and also we'd like to say thank you, Rugby Americas North, for putting on this excellent show here. A great exhibition of women's test match rugby here at the Larry Gomes Stadium in Arima. It's TNT 18 points to 16, and we'll be back shortly for post-match interviews. Okay, and we're back here as we're going to throw it down to on-pitch interview with Samaya Kinsdale.
Hi guys, we're here at the Larry Gomes Stadium where Hi guys, we're here at the Larry Gomes Stadium where TTRU just played Mexico Serpents. This is the team manager.
My name is Celine. Hello, TNT.
Hi, welcome to TNT. So, how you find it so far?
We liked the game. It was tough for us, the weather and the long flight, and the girls came from a lot of places. But it was a good game for us. I mean, bad because we lost a lot to train, a lot to fix, but we're not happy with our game. I think we could make more, but things happen.
When you say make more, you mean like make more tries?
No, because we have like a kind of game to do, and the girls mess a little bit because they couldn't follow the plays we were supposed to do.
Okay, you mean like follow the team plays that you all practice, so they divert a little bit from the path?
Yes, because the TNT girls, we thought they're gonna be playing another kind of game because we saw their games and that, but they changed, so we couldn't make it.
Understandable. And you have any words to your team?
Yes, thank you for having us, and thank you for everything.
It was so nice talking to you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And thank you for having us. Bye.
And we're just waiting on the interview with the TNT contingent. But again, exciting stuff here in Larry Gomes Stadium in Arima as TNT victorious 18-16 over Mexico. Very exciting, nail biting down to the wire stuff, and Mexico really did themselves a great service here as we await the interview with the TNT team. And we're back here, just one last interview with the victorious captain, Richard Stagland. We're going to just drop it right down now to Sumaya and Richard Stagland.
Basic stuff, right? Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, when you're ready, go.
Hi guys, we're here with the head coach of TTRU, Staggy.
Hello.
Okay, Staggy, how you feeling about the win today?
Over the top, this was long overdue, like we needed something like this a very long time. Having this moment, like after I said 2 years ago, we played USA South and we beat them, and then we kind of had we was kind of going downhill for a bit. This moment kind of has rejuvenated the entire fraternity. This is something that we needed for a long time, and especially coming off of Jamaica, to bounce back from 7-2, 7 to beat the team that beat Jamaica, you know, like, lots of words, you know. Very emotional.
It's a very emotional win for everyone, guys. But so you're saying that coming out from Jamaica, right? This was a very big win and it's a very big momentum lift and stuff for the girls, right? You have any players specifically that stand out to you today that you really want to say they put in the work from compared to Jamaica to now?
I would say we made some changes. We had some adjustments from the Jamaica game. And I wouldn't like to single out players. Like I said, this is a good team effort because it would have been so easy to not show up to training after getting 70. And everyone came out, everyone worked together, everyone bought into the changes that we made. And we had to show today, you know. So I think collectively, the girls deserve this, you know. Yeah, TTO.
All right.
And as the sun sets on an excellent fixture here, women's rugby action here at the Larry Gomes Stadium, we'd like to thank everyone for staying tuned. On behalf of Rugby Americas North and 360 TV, we'd like to thank you for coming out here today, and we'll see you next time.
So hard to beat this team specifically, so I just real proud and honored to lead the team because everybody went out there and put their heart on the line and give everything that they had to give. Couldn't ask for nothing else.
Nothing else.
I couldn't ask for nothing else.
I know I saw the game, it was like the crowd was cheering a lot and we were screaming a lot, but when you really sit down and you take it in, and they had a back inside on this corner right here, it was Kitara to, I believe, number 11, and it just kept going, and then eventually Zoe scored the try. How are you feeling about that?
And that's what I was talking about in terms of the support, because at every phase it had somebody there to support the players. So even if we make a mistake, we are there to support each other, to cover the mistake and go again. So I'm really happy about that. I couldn't ask for anything else.
Anything to say to your team?
Well, I told them already, but I'm so proud of you all and I'm so happy that, you know, we went out there, we did what we said we wanted to do, and looking forward to continue to grow.
And anything to Mexico?
Well played game. I think they have been one of our toughest competitions and they came and they didn't let up. It was a hard game. So I think they are an excellent team and I'm sure we will clash again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Gracias a todos por tu atención, tu participación durante este partido aquí en Trinidad Tobago, Trinidad contra México. Trinidad, el ganador, pero gracias a todo el mundo por esta tarde y hasta luego. Chao.